Good morning, students. I hope you have understood what we have studied till now. And let's start the next topic. Today, we will start the new topic that is steps involved in photosynthesis given in page number 16. Now, come to the page number 16. Earlier, in the previous class, we have studied about the site of photosynthesis, the conditions or factors necessary for photosynthesis. So, there are 5 factors which are necessary for photosynthesis, that is, chlorophyll, light, water, carbon dioxide, and temperature. And also, you have studied about the site of photosynthesis. Where photosynthesis takes place? It takes place in leaves, mainly in leaves. So leaves are considered as the food factory or kitchen of the plant. And in leaves, not only chlorophyll is present, but stomata is also present there. Stomata helps in gases exchange, and the opening and closing of stomata is controlled by the guard cells. Now come to the topic steps involved in photosynthesis. As you know, photosynthesis is a process in which water and carbon dioxide are raw materials. So, water and carbon dioxide, along with the sunlight, prepare the food, that is glucose. So, what are the steps? Now, number one, roots absorb water and minerals from the soil and send them to the green leaves through the stems. Number two, carbon enters the leaf through tiny pores in the leaves called stomata. Number three, inside the leaves, chlorophyll makes food with the water and carbon dioxide through the photosynthesis. That means chlorophyll absorbs sunlight. So, sunlight is essential for the process to be completed. After photosynthesis, food and oxygens are produced at the end of photosynthesis. Since the main aim of the process is to trap solar energy in food, the oxygen that is produced in the end is regarded as its byproduct. Byproduct means a new product. So the process can be represented by the reaction given below. Carbon dioxide CO2 plus H2O water in the presence of sunlight, and sunlight get trapped or absorbed by chlorophyll to make glucose as food. Glucose, that is also called as carbohydrate, the simple carbohydrate, C6H12O6. Then oxygen as in the form of oxygen gas which goes out in the atmosphere, which we inhale or breathe, and the water in the form of H2O just releases out as water vapor or moisture. So the food used by the plant is to grow and survive. So after photosynthesis, glucose is produced, and this glucose is stored in different forms in plants. Basically, it is stored in the form of starch. The extra food is stored in different parts of the plants like fruits, roots, stems, flowers, and seed. Animals derive energy in the form of food from the extra food that is stored in fruits, seed, and other parts of the plant. Now, glucose is a simple carbohydrate which is made of three elements, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The plants uses the simple carbohydrate glucose to make many other foods such as starch, oil, proteins, and vitamins. So, plants make starch as food. Have you eaten the potato and carrot? These potato and carrots contain a lot of starch. So plant makes starch as food, and which we eat in the form of potato and carrots. Number two, plant makes oil as food. The plant which store the food, it also in the form of oil, just like mustard oil. Then we have the sunflower oil. Then we have the sesame oil. All these oil are stored in seeds, and this oil we use in cooking. Next, the plant also make protein as food. What means that plants provide us protein. Proteins contains the nitrogen element. Plants produce the protein in the form of pulses, and also the rajma, chana, etc. And also plant vitamins as food. Vitamins are contained in vegetables, fruits, and cereals made by plants. So these are the necessary food which are stored by the plant and which we human being as well as animal use. So there is a great importance of photosynthesis in our life because photosynthesis is important for the existence of life on this earth. In the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on this earth. Why? Because photosynthesis by plants provides food to animals, including human beings, and the process of photosynthesis by plants puts oxygen gas into the air. Now, so these are the importance of photosynthesis. Now come to the page number 17 to prove that chlorophyll is required for photosynthesis. Here an activity is given to prove that chlorophyll is required for photosynthesis. And for that we will take a variegated leaf plant. Do you know what is variegated leaf plant? Variegated leaf plants mean the plants which contains the leaf with different colors. That means the leaf which is mixed with some green and some other non-green colors. So we will take the variegated leaf like Celos or geranium. Then we will take the ethanol, that is the alcohol or ethyl alcohol which are found in wine and beer. Then we will take the iodine solution. Iodine solution is made with by mixing iodine in water. Iodine solution is used to show the presence of starch. Then we will take some water. Beaker is made of glass, a type of cylindrical container. Then the Bunsen burner, a gas burner to heat the liquid or solution. A white tiles which are used to make floor, and a pair of forceps. Forceps in Hindi we say it as a chimta. That means just like Caesar which we use to cut, but there are other things apart from Caesar also. That is forceps. Now the procedure are there. De-starch the plant. Now what do you mean by the word de-starch? De-starch means to remove the plant starch. So what we will do to remove the starch, we will keep the plant in dark room or in a closed cupboard for 2 days. That means in the without there will be no sunlight. So photosynthesis will not take place. Then after 2 days, we will take the plant and put it in bright sunlight for about 6 hours. And after 6 hours, we will pluck one leaf from the plant. Now, tell me why the plant has been kept in bright sunlight? Plant has been kept in bright sunlight so that plant will do photosynthesis. And after photosynthesis, the plant will become starchful. That means the starch is stored in plants. So after then we will pluck the one leaf. Now, we will immerse the leaf in boiling water. That means in boiling water we will dip the leaf and for a few minutes and take it out. And then again we will place this leaf in a test tube containing ethanol, that is alcohol. Now, why ethanol is used? Ethanol is used to remove chlorophyll. That means if chlorophyll is there, the color of the leaves will remain green. So ethanol is used to remove the color of leaves, and the chlorophyll will get removed and the leaf will become pale white. Take this leaf on a white tile and add a few drops of iodine, and then when we put a few drops of iodine, there will be the color change in the leaves. That means where the starch has been prepared, the leaf, the color will change into blue black. So this means that iodine becomes blue black in the patches which contains chlorophyll. So this proves that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is incomplete without chlorophyll. Now next activity is also there to prove that water is required for photosynthesis. Remember, chlorophyll, water, light, then the carbon dioxide and the temperature. These are the necessary factors, and these are the activity to prove that if any one of these factors are absent in plant, then there will be no photosynthesis. If no photosynthesis takes place, then there will be no glucose prepared and no starch will be stored in plants. So the second activity is to prove that water is required for photosynthesis. For that, we will take two healthy potted plants of the same species. Same species means so either of the two rose plant or any vegetables plant or any other flower plant that will be of same species. two incubators. Incubators are a type of box or chambers in which temperatures and there so that plant grow properly. So we will take two incubators in which temperatures are maintained. Now set up the two incubators such that both have same amount of carbon dioxide, oxygen and sunlight. So we will keep this potted plant in this incubator. Now for the next week, that means for the 7 days, we will water only one plant. That means there are two plants, so we will give only one plant the water. So that means one plant will get water and another plant will left out. So after 1 week, we will check the concentration of oxygen and carbon dioxide inside the incubator. What we will observe, there will be the great differences in the appearance of plant which has not been provided with water. What we'll notice that after the week, the amount of oxygen in water which the water plant which haven't got the water for the whole week will get down. That means the level of oxygen will go down in the plant which has not got the water for 1 week, while the plant which has been watered will have the oxygen level gone up. So oxygen level will go high only in the case of the plant which has been watered for 1 week. So it proves that photosynthesis had occurred in the plant which has access to water, that means which has got the water. So water is also an important factor which is necessary for photosynthesis. So remember the factors, there are 5 factors which are needed for photosynthesis. If any one of these factors are not there, that means no photosynthesis will take place. Photosynthesis will be incomplete. So that's all for today's class. Now today's homework will be that you will read and learn the pages from 16 and 17 now and the steps of the photosynthesis. You will write the notes and also learn the factors, the activities, how does the activities takes place, and listen the recording or audio carefully and only ask the difficult questions or if you have any difficulties you can ask. Thank you.